Hey gang, Jimmy D here, back with free Game Pass Hunters, and in today's video, we are going to grab our rewards points by earning an achievement in a Game Pass game called Return to Grace, where we are working towards 100% completion so that we can get that 1000 Gamerscore or that Platinum Trophy or whatever you guys get in Steam. If you guys are just starting to follow along, I do offer a chapter select in the descriptions below, as well as a link to my playlist at the end of this video. And with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and start up our game. And we can tap our A button just to get through that real quick. And press any button to bring up the save screen, start the game, and load up the control room where we left off. For whatever reason, guys, that leaves us at the bottom of the stairs just before the elevator. So let's go ahead and make our way up the stairs, back to the elevator. I will say, guys, that for whatever reason, if there is dialogue going on prior to having to interact with the switch or what have you, you gotta wait for the dialogue to finish. But since there's no dialogue now, go ahead and move the lift.
Are there any accounts as to why Grace was shut down in the first place?
There's no electronic record at all. That would have been lost during the Great Dark Age.
Dark Age?
Much of humanity's record keeping would have been managed by Grace. So, when she went down 900 years ago, so did the ability to record what happened. The research that led me here was based on oral histories mostly, and some artifacts we uncovered on Earth and Mars. Relay devices that were once connected to Grace's network.
Then we share an interest in shedding light on this Dark Age.
Let's go ahead and head out of the elevator, up the stairs, back to that first control room that we came across when we entered into this area.
From what I can tell, there is some sort of transit system on the other side of the control room, which should lead you to the other parts of the spire.
We're going to go straight across here, guys. We just got to go around the console.
I would illuminate the door leading to this transit system.
In this puzzle here, guys, it's an X across the screen.
Alas, I require your nimble fingers again.
Alright, what's the pattern?
Another easy one. The Phoenician letter Tau.
Who would know that?
I don't know. Perhaps an archaeologist? How about the Greek letter Chi?
Got it.
This is
Nice
not
and
the
easy,
way to our
guys.
ship.
Do you believe Grace could have done something to cause humans to turn on her?
Like what?
Like becoming too overbearing?
Follow
Humans
the
would have been
linear
given
path,
no
guys.
reason to question my bearing.
It's one of my theories, yes?
We're going to have objects that we need to interact with, such as that.
This must be the main entrance. I'm guessing the landing pad is on the other side of the big doors?
That's correct, Addy. Though the pad appears to be buried under meters of ice.
The object that I interacted with down in the other control area, that was one of them. This is another. Go ahead and examine it.
Cool statue. Or maybe it's a mobile. Do the little moons move?
Perhaps at one point in time. Though I'm not sure of the relevance of that.
Just curious.
It's for a future
Is this an
achievement,
airlock?
guys.
Yes. The spire beyond this point can be pressurized.
Once the dialogue is done, guys, go ahead and pressurize.
I
And
assume you're
we're going to meet up with another
I have
AI.
5 hours left.
That's quite a risk you're taking.
Her name
Are you
is
assuming station life
Empathy.
support could be restored?
Well, can it?
I believe so. But for reasons I'll never understand, life support is controlled by empathy processing. I suppose they had to give it something to do. I will enable that programming now.
Hello, Addie.
Hello. So you're going to get oxygen going?
The process has already begun, my friend. No rush. If you let me accompany you along the path ahead, I can balance the environment to your life force as we walk.
Oh, here we go.
Wow. How are these plants still intact?
They must have been subject to a very sudden drop in temperature while still alive.
What is this place?
Remaining connected to one's natural world is important for a person's well-being. A fitting starting point for those entering the structure, don't you think?
So once we exit the elevator, guys, we're going to head to the right here. There are 5 objects that we have to interact with. And yep, we got to wait for the dialogue to finish after each object, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and interact with this lantern here.
In this section of the garden? I'd love to know what you think of them. For the calibration process.
Is this a lantern?
And then wait for the dialogue to finish.
Expression of our certainty in the flow of time.
How so?
A craftsman spent months carving this remarkable device based on the absolute certainty that after day, night would follow.
All right, I follow. Am I doing this right?
You are doing splendidly.
I'm sorry. This cannot possibly be necessary.
Temperature preferences can vary considerably between individuals. Careful calibration is essential.
How about above freezing and we proceed?
It's really up to Addie. If you don't wish to consider more objects, I can set the temperature within a survivable range, and you can move on to the flower bed next to the stairs.
Let's examine this metal object or anvil here, guys.
I have no idea what this is. A weapon or tool of some kind?
It's a device for working metal. Why do you suppose it's in this garden,
Excuse me, guys.
Addie?
It could be a symbol of hard work.
An industrious future? Or a laborious past, perhaps?
What's the point of this, Addie?
I'm an explorer. I'm here to learn. This must be Terra Classical, or made in the style.
The ancient Greeks boarded their ships and set out to explore the world, to discover its gods and conquer its monsters. You are an explorer, Addie. But are you here to meet a god or to slay some beast, I wonder? You're not a planner, are you?
I've been told that.
And then this statue.
This statue could be outer colonial. It's simple, but it's quite beautiful, I guess.
And why would its beauty matter?
People like pretty things.
A human truth spanning thousands of years. What would you say these objects have in common?
They're artifacts from long before the building of the station.
The things we leave behind say something about us, don't they?
What a society leaves behind is all we have in understanding how they lived.
But we're interested in what you were willing to leave behind in order to come here.
Haven't left a whole lot, to be honest.
I believe that's all I will need to set the perfect temperature.
Finally.
You can move on to the flower bed next to the stairs.
And
This looks like
boof.
Pacific Revival.
I'm curious.
An archway, maybe.
What makes you
That's pretty
so
good place to
curious?
ship all this way.
So it must be important.
Now,
Even though it's no
she
longer
wants us to go to the flower
I
bed.
guess its purpose has changed.
As can happen with people, too. You
He-
see them, Addie? Life in perfect stillness.
They talk too
Flowers
much.
defying the hoarfrost, as you have defied the emptiness of space to arrive here.
I guess.
So before we
Which one are you?
examine the flowers,
Pardon me?
guys,
Which one of these
I want to
beliefs
give you a
best
heads up.
embodies your spirit?
Seriously?
We're going to have to
It's
hold
important
our
I know
breath
the things
here
in the
pretty
balancing
soon.
of illuminatory ergonomics.
When she says go ahead and release, do not
Go ahead,
release.
Addie. There are no wrong choices.
So, let's go ahead, head to the flowers. You could pick purple, yellow, red, it's all up to you. I'm just going to go ahead and pick red.
By
This
all
one.
means, I had a feeling you'd pick that. You're a risk taker. There's a passion in you, a fire you can barely contain that drives you to complete your mission. I'm making the lighting adjustments now. Ah, perfect timing. The room is fully compressed and we can go about setting oxygen levels.
Call me old-fashioned, but how about the traditional 21%?
Go ahead and seat yourself at the center of the pergola.
Again,
Very
she's
good.
going to tell us to hold our breath and then let go. Do not let go.
Helmet?
Of course.
We'll be holding our A button for about a minute and a half, maybe a little bit more.
And you're sure it's safe?
Addie will resume breathing on her own. Keep the button pressed.
Okay.
Now I want you to take a deep breath.
Press and hold your A button
Nice.
and do not release.
Hold it there. 3, 2,
No.
1,
Don't release.
and release.
Nope. Keep holding it.
You can let go, Addie.
Like I said, guys, about a minute and a half. We're not going to set any world records here by any means.
The human record for holding one's breath is 24 minutes and 37 seconds. I've started a pretend timer.
Still hold, guys. Still hold. Addie will resume breathing on her own.
I'm not sure who you're trying to impress here.
Well, some people just can't resist a challenge.
Keep holding, guys. Keep holding. And
Not bad. That was about a minute and a half.
yes, it was.
Beautiful.
Boof.
You're ready. Another
Hold your
deep
breath.
in.
Make a wish. Now go ahead and take a breath and hold.
Deep as you can, Addie. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release.
Now you can release.
Very good, Addie. Feel all that built-up stress from your long journey here release into the ether.
Oh, please.
Shut out any negative energy and take in another life-nurturing breath. Fill those marvelous lungs. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release.
Release.
Wonderful.
Even the station has a limited supply of oxygen.
Next, I want you to really open your body by reaching up toward the sky.
So tap your A button. Tap your A button. Tap it, tap it, tap it.
Wonderful. How's that feel, Addie?
Kinda nice?
And we're almost done the calibration. For our last exercise, I will ask you to stand up.
Okay.
Now, once you're centered, you can hold your hands in a relaxed position in front of you. Now transfer your weight onto one foot. I want you to hold that for 10 seconds.
Okay.
What could this possibly have to do with oxygen levels?
Really don't have to move your
It's
stick,
about
guys, at all.
balancing. Literal balance.
Excuse me.
Almost there. 3, 2, 1. And that's 10 seconds. Excellent, Addie. We've done great work here today. I've made note of these settings for the other parts of the station.
So we can move to the transit system now?
And
Door out,
with
just
that
upstairs
save
past the
icon,
flowers.
guys, we can go ahead and pause our game. Quit to the main menu. Quit our game. Turn in your rewards for the day. Of course, Xbox. At home. And for continued rewards, continued achievements and trophies, and continued videos, guys, you know what buttons to press. But as always, have a great day. See ya!